Hello and welcome back to my kitchen. I've missed you guys. I've missed your sweet comments. I've missed your support. I am back. Everything is okay. Nothing's wrong. I'm just going to prep tonight for this week because I don't have anything to cook tonight and we have leftovers we need to eat. So I'm going to get ready for a week full of cooking. I have in front of me celery, carrots, and onions. I'm gonna keep them separate because I like them to be separate. I don't like to mix them up, but this is mirepoix. It's a French term for celery, carrots, and onions. I don't actually know what mirepoix means, but I like to cook with it frequently, and it calls for it in a lot of recipes. So I'm just going to chat with y'all while I prepare my veggies for the week. I've washed everything and let it dry on my mats. So I'm going to peel my carrots, and this is going to go in the freezer until I'm ready to use it. And what I wanted to tell you guys is you can do this and freeze them without blanching them, and they'll stay, fresh. You're not going to be able to eat them fresh. You'll have to cook them, but they'll stay, nice until you're ready to use them. These are some gigantic carrots. But really all I'm going to do is peel them and slice them into coins. And then I'm going to move on to my celery, and then I'll do my onions last. That's a big carrot. That's going to take a little extra peeling to get some of the uglies off. This one I'm probably going to cut in half. But again, you don't have to blanch them if you're going to use them up in a week or two. And that saves time and effort. Because remember, I can't be bothered to do extra steps. But I'm going to use it up pretty quickly, so it doesn't matter. I'm going to clean up a little bit, get all my scraps. And you can save these for vegetable broth or chicken broth. So I'm going to put these back here and deal with those later. But you can save all of your scraps and put them in the freezer until you're ready to make your chicken broth if you make it at home. If you don't make it at home, that's okay. I just happen to like to make it at home because I really enjoy canning. It's this new hobby that I have acquired. My grandma taught me, my daddy's mama taught me how to rebel can, and since then I have been following the books and not rebel canning because my husband won't touch it if I rebel can. So in the interest of not wasting food, I follow the rules. So I'm just going to chop these into coins like I said. Let me go ahead and get the ends and tips cut off. And you can freeze those too for your vegetable broth, beef broth, just whatever kind of broth that you may make. It's so easy to make. You can freeze it as well. You don't have to can it. Like I said, canning is my new hobby. So I can. All right. And I've got a Ziploc bag that I'm just going to pop these in. Try and save some steps and do this efficiently. And if you think you don't have time to do this, it only takes like an hour, 45 minutes at the most. You don't have to do all your vegetables at one time. You can do it in little bursts. Just whatever is convenient for you. I'm never going to shame you for one, not making your own chicken broth and canning it. I'm never going to shame you for not having the time to do this, but I do encourage you to try to cook your meals at home because it saves a ton of money. I spent $50 on one person, myself, getting Panda Express the other day, delivered to my house from Uber Eats. And that was exorbitant. I'm not doing it again. I'm not proud that I did it. I'm not bragging. I'm ashamed. But sometimes you have to do what you have to do. Just all the fees took my $18 order and skyrocketed it. Plus the tip. And I'm not going to shame you for doing that if you've got the money to do that. I want you to do what makes you happy. I want you to do what you feel led to do. But putting in a little bit of effort, if you have the time, can save you a lot of time, because y'all aren't going to have to watch me chop these vegetables whenever I make these recipes this week. And y'all are going to appreciate that because you've already put the work in with me. Okay. And just like that, my carrots are ready. Next time, I think I'm going to buy 2 pounds of carrots, though. That's a little bit of carrots. Voila! I like to try to do the big pieces of celery first, because some of those need to be cut in half. You cut them in half, and then get them ready. I've missed y'all so much. I've missed making videos. And I apologize for my absence. It's just sometimes you need to process information. And I process things a little bit differently because we're all different and we have different strengths and weaknesses. But I just appreciate y'all continuing your support and being patient with me. All right. We're getting close to being able to chop these up. Okay. So it's going to get noisy as I chop this up. I don't like the white bits of the celery, so I'm going to save those to go in my broth whenever I make it. Again, you don't have to blanch this to put it in the freezer if you're only going to have it there for a couple weeks or a couple days in my case. Yes, you could leave it in your fridge, but you need to use it pretty quickly to make sure that it doesn't go bad. Because the whole point of me doing all of this is so that my produce doesn't go bad while I'm getting ready to use it. These are smaller, so I'm not going to cut these in half. I'm just going to chop them up. And we'll put these in the scrap pile. My favorite YouTuber has a compost bowl that she uses. That's Becky with Acre Homestead. I don't compost, but I save my vegetable scraps for different things. So I try not to waste a lot of my scraps. And voila, all my celery is ready for the week. This week I'll be making one crock pot meal, so I'm not going to show you all that. And Uvetsy that I've made before, so no reason to show y'all that again unless you ask. That's one of my favorite recipes. And I'll save these scraps from the onions. And I always use sweet onions, so these onions aren't going to burn my eyes. But save my onion scraps and papers and whatnot. And I'm just going to first peel these onions and cut them in half, and then I'm going to take them all through my chopper right here because I like them diced. And I don't like dicing onions. Whenever I saw my total, whenever I ordered Uber Eats, I about fell over dead. But I really didn't want to leave the house. So I was paying for convenience. Now y'all are going to love this next part because it's going to go so quickly because I put the work in, getting them all ready, and then all I have to do is just squish them through my chopper. And I got this thing whenever my husband and I were still dating. And it has been a lifesaver, and it's his favorite kitchen gadget. I just adore the thing. I'm going to cut some of these into quarters because they kind of don't fit very well as a whole onion or a whole half of an onion. Okay, now the fun part. You just put it in and squash it. It's so noisy, it gets on my nerves, but it is so handy. And I'm done. Now I got a little bit of a mess to clean up, but I just wanted to say I'm back. You'll see some more videos later this week. I hope you guys are having a wonderful new year. And thank you again for your support. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.